Good evening and welcome to RockedUpTV. I'm here with Chasing Cadence at the hut. First things first, Chinese food or pizza?
Pizza. I'll go pizza.
Pizza, double pizza. Tea or coffee?
Tea in the day for me. Tea. I'll go tea. I'll go tea.
Tea.
Tea?
I'm going with you, mate, yeah?
Double tea. Hating stuff or pure loving stuff?
Pure love and stuff.
Pure love.
Yeah.
It's going to be pure love.
But love and not hater.
Nice, we'll get more into that later. Jeremy Corbyn or David Cameron?
Jeremy. I'm all on Jeremy.
Have to be Jeremy.
Yeah, it's no brainer. It's the big one. This fans have split up after this shit. Cats or dogs?
See, I always had a cat, man, but like, I love my cat. He was great, but I kind of always wanted a dog. He just wasn't a dog for me. That's how it was. But I think dogs.
Yeah.
Cool. Sorry, Joey.
I've got a dog and a cat.
You got a dog and a cat?
I've got both.
It's just greedy though.
That's pretty greedy, but yeah, I do like my dog more.
You don't have to decide. I love fox, Cats in the bin.
Your cat's gonna get home. Your cat's gonna hung himself.
Simon and Rob from Chasing Cadence, they're going to tell us exactly why they are a band.
Like playing music, you know what I mean? Just sort of playing your guitar, playing songs to as many people as possible. Sort of what it is for me. What about you today?
Yeah, same for me, man. Music all the way. Always wanted to do it. Big dream, isn't it? So, gonna have it done.
What sort of music or what sort of things in general inspire you guys as a band?
I guess just sort of like nostalgia and like growing up and stuff. That's kind of an influence in a way, because I guess you sort of gauge your life and you try and sort of express that with your songs and sort of where you are at in life. I think that's what sort of we try and do. Not all bands try and do that, of course, but they're usually trying to express something that's a little bit deeper than just here's some chords and some lyrics. It's usually something that's like a deep message in there, whether it's something personal or something like that's widely spread, like political, you know. So I guess for us it's more like where we are in our lives, it's sort of in our 20-somethings and why we're here.
Almost like a diary sort of.
Yeah, I guess, man, just a little sort of like note on the, well, what our lives are like now, I guess.
Yeah. Anything to add to that?
That's fine.
Can you go into any more detail specifically like with what your lyrics are about? I don't know.
We've written songs about various things, man, like drug abuse, like domestic violence. You know, we try to work with concepts that are a little bit more serious and maybe a little bit more taboo to write about, but not necessarily stuff that we can relate to ourselves, but definitely know people that can relate to it. And yeah, so sometimes we go with the more touchy subjects, but other subjects are just sort of sucks growing up, doesn't it? I sort of want to be young and not have any responsibilities and stuff like that, and here we are when we're in our 20s with full-time jobs and that. Yeah, I guess it's sort of like more of a pop punk that sort of concept, I guess.
What is the plan for 2016? What's on the agenda for you guys? What are you aiming towards?
And we've recorded an EP a couple of weeks ago, so that'll be released later this year. Some cool tunes on there, hopefully, that people will like. We had a really big year last year with support from TNA Wrestling. They used one of our tracks for an intro theme, and we went and followed them around for their UK tour and played like a set for each night of the wrestling, which is pretty cool.
That's pretty cool.
So we're sort of rolling off that a little bit. We've got some new tunes coming out, hoping to get some different syncs with that, get some decent support slots and maybe some festival appearances this year as well. That'd be cool.
Awesome.
It'd be good to go back to download again because we missed it.
Download all the way.
Darlington!
Yeah.
Have you got any pure mad stories?
You're the mental one. Just so you guys know, Si's not a normal singer, but that's why he's not answering any of these questions.
Oh, right.
So like, he's looking at me for all the
What are the
answers.
rest of the band doing?
Oh, they're out there, but he's like...
We'll just send the fucking merch guy in.
He's a bit better looking though, isn't he? That's like, some of those guys are proper, they haven't got it going on. Anyway, yeah, so this, our drummer, Alfie, he's, when he drinks, which isn't very often, he sleepwalks, but he just sort of goes into this zone, and we didn't find this out until we were on tour with him. So the first night we were in like Derby or somewhere like that, we were staying at a friend's house, and he came over and was convinced I had his colour. He was pulling it off me, and like, it woke me up, and when I opened my eyes I realised that he was butt naked, so he actually like stripped down, which was really weird. But it gets even worse because when we were in Norwich the week later, I came in at 5 AM from wherever I'd been on my travels throughout the evening, and he apparently had got up in the middle of the night, put the curtain over his head, butt naked again, of course. He's got to be butt naked when you sleep. So he got the curtain over him, and I was seeing her just sleeping on the floor. He just stand next to him, just butt naked over the curtain. Then he went over to the corner, took the towel and the fan off the shelf, just pissed in the corner. So that's the story I like to tell everyone about our drummer. I'm sure he'd really appreciate that.
Yeah. There's nothing like a good piss story.
Yeah.
Where are you guys from, and what's the scene like?
We're from Hertfordshire.
The scene.
Yeah, the scene.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
There's been some incredible bands that have come from where we sort of reside. None of us are really from there, but that's where we live in Hertfordshire. So that's where we're based. Obviously you've got like Learn Atlantis, Shikari, like so many bands I could list off from that area. But the actual scene, the local scene itself, I think it kind of lacks at the moment. There's a few guys trying to do their best to make it better, but because it's so close to London, it's sort of passed through quite frequently by like bigger bands and stuff. So you don't get those big support opportunities, despite there being some really cool venues in Hertfordshire. So I think it's on the up, but the scene in general everywhere across the country is a little bit down there at the moment, isn't it? So it's a shame.
So on that note, how important do you think places like the Hut and independent music venues are for bands and for communities in general?
I mean, well, the Hut is always on the touring circuit, so like, I guess it's that point in the country where it's a great place to sort of go on the way somewhere else as well. But I mean, the quality of the sound system in here is fantastic, and the industry needs like these decent venues, proper venues like this, and not like a guy who owns a pub that wants to put some bands on. Like, they're okay for certain events, but for like aspiring touring musicians, they're no good. This is what we need, and this is wicked.
Chasing Cadence. Why do you love Corby so much?
Well, mainly for you, mate. No? Yeah. Sort of taking a bit of
Finish the
shine.
interview over here.
Taking a bit of shine. Quite like you.
This
So,
has been really nice. This has been a nice one.
So you can catch us on www.chasingcadence.co, not .com, not .co.uk, .co. And from there you can find our Facebook, which is /Chasing Cadence, and our YouTube, which is Chasing Cadence UK. We've got some shows coming up later in the year, so we'll be all across the UK as and when, so look out for us. Thanks.
Nice one. Thanks, fellas. Cheers.
Cheers, man.
Great show.
Thank you for that.
Awesome, mate. Thank
Yes,
you.
boy. See you next time. Big cheers.